A race to Mars is starting in summer 2020. Engineering.com. Body odor culprit identified by scientists. Yahoo Lifestyle UK. How to see the Perseid meteor shower in 2020. Skymania News and Guide. Team combines cell imaging and mathematical modeling to investigate cancer progression. Technology Networks. SpaceX's Starlink satellite fleet photobombs rare sightings of Neowise comet by astronomers. First post. Selfish and loveless society in Uganda really is not. Phys.org. Mesmerizing animation reveals our entire solar system doesn't exactly orbit the Sun. Science Alert. Ford Mustang Mach-E 1400. Not your average EV. Roadshow, CNET. Astronauts come back to Earth on August 2, completing the full Crew Dragon test. Universe Today. Hubble reveals the beauty and mystery of Saturn's rings.